Alright, so this is the morning of day 3. We got to head back home after this hunt. Day 2 was awesome. Shot that nice big South Texas buck. Really wide, 20 something plus inches wide. And pictures were at the end of that second video. So if you want to go back and see that buck, second video, very end. Anyway, this is day 3. I'm here hunting in a stand with my dad. And basically we're trying to kill some javelinas or any bobcats or coyotes or anything that show up, and just watching all these awesome deer while we're out here. And we see the best buck of the hunt this morning. It is huge, a monster. And it's a deer that they had never seen before. So that was pretty cool. I got lots of pictures and video for them. This is the buck right here. And I don't know if you can tell, but he's a little bit palmated on that right antler. And he's got like 2 little spikes or drop downs on that right antler. You could kind of see when I was first talking about it. Yeah, it's right there a little bit. But anyway, he is a stud. He's probably 80 yards from our stand right here in this little opening. And this opening is directly to my right. And where I'm facing is where the feeder is, which we'll go back to later, and you'll see a bunch of deer at. And then he's to my right. And then there's another cutting or sendero open to our left. No, we don't have much action on that one. A little bit, but most action is right here on the right and in front. But that is a good deer. Best one we saw all weekend. That wasn't, up at the breeding pen area. And yeah, this is a deer they did not know about. So, very cool. Another spike right there. We saw several spikes, and that one's kind of a little fat boy, but now that one could be 2.5. Just looking at him, he's either that or he's a healthy 1.5-year-old. And I typically lean towards spikes being 1.5. It's gonna have to be something extremely rare for me to think that a spike's 2.5 years old. You're gonna have to be some really long spikes and huge body. Otherwise, I'm always gonna side on he's 1.5. Now, it'd have been interesting to drop this spike and get his age to verify, but I would say he's 1.5. We also saw the most doe all weekend this morning as well. We saw several doe and of course a ton of bucks. I sure would have loved to drop this big boy. That's a good deer. He's going to be even better next year. It's a monster. Yeah, we enjoyed our time here at Black Hawk Ranch. The owner was down along with his buddies from childhood friends from Louisiana and some business partners, and they were great. They all treated us well and took us in. We all cooked and shared food and uh, listened to some great stories. It was good times. And the man named Kyle that set all this up with the charity, and he was a great host too. He took us to the stands every morning, and anyway, he ended up shooting a doe himself with his bow, and we found it. It only went like 20 or 30 yards from the shot. Yeah, and the does that we shot all weighed 90 pounds. The bucks were 135 to 145, with mine weighing 175. Just to give you an idea of what these deer are weighing. Boy, there's got to be a doe in heat somewhere. He's been around all morning, sniffing, smelling, and they haven't ever seen this buck before. And he's been out here all day, so I guess he's only out because of a doe in heat. Because it sounds like he typically doesn't come out in the open with the feeders. Had a great time. Love to come back and hunt South Texas again. It was an amazing experience. It's different than what I'm normally used to, and had a great time. Made some memories with my dad. Can't ever replace that. Here's a buck that we had by our campfire. That's one of his breeder bucks, and all those deer in the background. There's some good bucks too in the back. Anyway, tried to snap a picture with my red flashlight on him with my camera, and I got a better picture of him bedded down right after this one. But he was massive. Picture just doesn't do him justice.